Welcome back to the channel, fight fans. Happy UFC Eve, or as the normies like to call it, Happy Friday. I realize I haven't been doing any prediction videos, but I should probably start considering I'm very good at UFC predictions. It's one of my better life skills. In fact, I'm probably better at it than your favorite YouTuber. And if you don't believe me, just do me a favor and compare the results of my UFC 325 picks to your favorite YouTuber's UFC 325 picks, and you can thank me on Sunday morning. Anyway, I'm not going to waste too much time on this video. I'm just going to do the quick and dirty predictions because I heard MMA fans are fans also of quick and dirty things. So this video should be right up your alley. Anyway, the road to UFC fights are not official UFC fights, so it's not my fault if you lose money on these, but I'll give you my picks anyway. And just first and foremost, looking at all the records on the screen, most of these guys have fought nothing but absolute cans, and judging by the records, they've all lost to a few of these cans. So anything can happen in any of these fights. But my 2 cents on these are as follows. In the first fight of the night, Solane Rangbo versus Lawrence Louis. I like Solane Rangbo's slightly better finish rate to get this one done. I think that's going to give him the edge over Lawrence Louis. Next up, we got Sebastian Salazar versus Keiichiro Nakamura. Now, I know Nakamura looks like a little schoolboy ready to get knocked out, and that might actually be what happens. The difference between Sebastian Salazar and Keiichiro Nakamura is Sebastian was actually fighting non-cans before the road to the UFC. Nakamura fought nothing but cans. Sebastian fought non-cans. So I'm taking Sebastian's better experience pre-road to UFC to tell me he's going to get this one done. Next up, Dom Mar Fan versus Sang Uk Kim. Now, Dom Mar Fan has by far better regional wins. I think he's got this one in the bag. End of story. All right, let's get into the real fights now. The real actual UFC fights. The real reason we're all here, the real reason we're tuning in Saturday night. We all want to see Con Offley versus Yija. Probably not, but some of us do. I'm sure Con Offley's mom is excited to see him fight, and Yija probably knows a few people that want to see him fight too. Anyway, Yija's getting this one done. He's the younger fighter. He's got double the pro experience. He's coming into his prime where he's still improving. Con Offley is getting to the age where he's not over the hill yet, but it's a couple years away, and just he's not probably going to be making improvements at this point in his career. I'm going with Yija. Next up, Jonathan Mikhailov versus Oban Elliott. Now, I think Jonathan Mikhailov is just going to be too much on the feet for Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott's going to get outstruck and probably lose the decision in this one. Next up, Jacob Malkoun versus my boy Torres Finney. I did a whole video on why Finney's going to win, so no questions there. We all know now that last time out, Finney had an off night for whatever reason. We don't know why, but he's going to definitely turn things around in 2026 and be back on the top of everyone's prospect list. In fact, I just thought maybe the reason he had such a poor performance last time was to get all the haters off of his back, well, on his back actually, to identify all of the haters so that he could mark them off his list of potential fans. And he only wants the real MMA fans, the real hardcores, you and me. We're going with Torres Finney on this one. Next up, Cam Rouston versus Cody Brundage. Cam Rouston's going to win. No explanation needed. Junior Tafa versus Billy Elikana. Do people still believe in either of the Tafa brothers at this point? Tafa is 2-4 in the UFC. I'm surprised he even still has a contract, to be honest. But no, obviously Billy Elikana is going to win this one. He's already beaten some decent light heavyweight prospects. A 2-4 Tafa is going to be short work. Moving on to the main card. Quillen Salkeld versus Jamie Malarkey. Now, at first thought, I thought Malarkey was just total cannon fodder, but he actually has a decent number of wins in the UFC. I think Malarkey's kind of a career jobber at this point where they keep him around to give guys wins they want to prop up and, raise up through the ranks. And Quillen Salkeld is basically their Australian Paddy Pimblett. So I'm going Quillen Salkeld to get this one done. It's basically a free win for him. Tai Tuivasa versus Talishin Teixeira. In all honesty, you cannot pick Tai Tuivasa at this point in his career until he proves you otherwise. He's been gone forever. We don't know if he's going to show up looking like a blimp, more blob than usual. We don't know what Tai Tuivasa we're getting, but we do know he's on a 5-fight losing streak, and it's probably not going to change fighting one of the hottest prospects at 285. I'm going with Taliesin Teixeira. Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Huffy, the people's main event. Now, this one, it's basically a coin flip because my heart is telling me Huffy, but my head is telling me Fiziev. So I've got to go with Fiziev on this one. This one is definitely the fight I'm looking forward to most. It's why I made the video for it earlier. I hope this one lives up to the expectations in my head. I hope I haven't doomed myself to disappointment, but we'll see what happens. I'm going with Fiziev. Co-main event, Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. This would have been a tough one to call if Islam Makhachev and Arman Tsarukyan hadn't already laid out the perfect blueprint to beat an aging Dan Hooker at this point. I got to go with BSD. BSD gets this one done. He's going to get him down. He's going to sub him. We've seen it before. Main event of the evening, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego the Undeserving Lopez. But thank you, Lopez, for taking the fight because everyone hates fighting in January. This one's a coin flip, but not for the reasons you might think. Volkanovski already proved that he is by far the better fighter than Diego Lopez ever will be. However, Volkanovski is also at that peculiar age where we don't know which day is going to be his last in peak performance. These guys just wake up one day, they get out of bed, and they are no longer the fighter they were before. And if that has happened, Lopez will be the new champ. So we're not picking who the better fighter is. We know Volk is the better fighter. Volk already showed us he's the better fighter. I don't think Lopez has made any real improvements in his game. He was so outclassed in the first fight. That's why this rematch was so surprising to some people. But we're not picking who the better fighter is. We're picking, is Volk over the hill or not? I'm saying Volk is not too old yet. Volk is going to get this one done. He's going to remind us he's still the featherweight king. And you guys can thank me on Sunday morning. I'll catch you later.